Adriana.
And I'm Jen.
And welcome to another exciting season of Two Moms in the Kitchen.
This season is sure to bring you some great new recipes, many tips and tricks for working in the kitchen, a whole lot of good conversation, and a great deal of fun.
We know that the world looks a little different now, but we hope that we can bring some joy and laughter into your home each episode.
We are so excited to be back. Hi, and welcome back. Today we are going to tackle easy chicken kebabs. I love this recipe because you can deviate from it any which way that you want, depending on what your family likes, what you have on hand. If you don't have chicken, you could use beef. If there's a vegetable that the children don't like or your family's not keen on, you can swap it out. It's a really versatile recipe. Now this recipe is actually meant to go on the grill, but since we're now entering into fall and cooler weather, I have found a way that you can adapt it to the oven. And I've also done it in the air fryer, like in my toaster oven air fryer before, for a quick, easy meal. So it's very versatile, and that's what I love about this recipe. So first what we're going to do, what you want to start off with is taking your skewers, and you actually want to soak them for about 20 minutes in some water, because that way then they're not going to catch on fire when they're in the heat source, whether it's on the grill or in the oven.
The oven is pretty high. It's at 450.
It's at 450, so, that's right. Yeah. So we definitely want to do that for a minimum of 20 minutes and just keep rotating them every few minutes so that all sides get coated. So that's easy. And now what we're going to do is make the marinade for the chicken. So if you're doing beef, then obviously you don't have to do this particular marinade, but you just want to give that meat a little bit of flavor. So this particular marinade calls for a 1/4 cup of red wine vinegar. So let's see here, where are we?
On the
other side. Still early, I'm not awake yet.
I wish that they would put the handle on both sides,
yes,
so I could figure that out.
Exactly.
It's a pain.
Okay, so 1/4 cup of red wine vinegar, just in there. There's the oven.
Oven's ready.
Excellent. Okay, a 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil. Ooh, try to say that 10 times fast. All right, so in there that goes. Okay, and now we're going to do 2 teaspoons of honey. So this is just going to add a little bit of sweetness and just kind of balance everything out.
Ooh, and a brand new honey.
Brand new honey,
You're
yes.
very daring, because sometimes those things don't come off very
yes.
easily.
I ran out, so we had to get some more. All right, so there's 1. It's gonna be slow. And 2. Thank you. Oh, look at that, perfect. Squish that in there. There we go. Okay, so your 2 tablespoons of honey. Next we need 1, sorry, that was teaspoons of honey, yes. 1 tablespoon, which is not gonna fit in there, so we're gonna do half here, of garlic. And I know that your family loves garlic, so we're gonna do a heaping tablespoon.
Yes.
There we go.
We are big fans of kebabs in general, so any kind of flavor you can add.
That'll wake up your senses this morning, my
yeah,
goodness.
right?
Okay, 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning.
I tell you, Italian seasoning is one of these seasonings that you can use in anything and it will taste good.
Exactly.
It is so delicious. We like, my husband likes to do steak in a cast iron skillet, and he'll flavor all the vegetables because he does it as asparagus and mini potatoes, and it's all Italian seasoning, and it's
absolutely
all heavenly.
Nothing wrong with that. Thank you
Right.
kindly. Yes, I've got sticky honey and Italian seasoning mixed together. Okay, and now we're just going to add a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. So a tablespoon of salt. That's a half tablespoon, or teaspoon. Why am I mixing that up this morning? Teaspoons. Sheesh.
Teaspoons.
There we go. And a half teaspoon of pepper. Okay, excellent. I'm just going to grab a fork here. I'll just kind of whisk this all together.
Perfect.
Now, what you want to do is when you cut up your chicken, you want it in about 1-inch cubes, if possible. It doesn't have to be precise. And then you want to let it marinate for a minimum of a half hour, maximum of 2 hours. You don't want to let it go any more than 2 hours, because what will happen is the acids that are in the marinade will start breaking down the meat, and it won't be pretty. So we don't want that. So a minimum of 30 minutes will be just enough time to get everything mingled together. So we're going to take our chicken breasts here, just store-bought chicken breasts, and we're going to carefully, if I can open the package. Ugh. Has to be Superman today to open this.
Holy.
My goodness.
And you definitely want to make sure that the pieces that you're cutting are pretty uniform so that everything cooks properly. You don't have small pieces that will burn because you're trying to get the bigger pieces to get to a temperature that they will be safe to eat.
Absolutely. All right, so tuck those fingers in because we don't want extras in our kebabs. And yeah, you want them about as cubed as possible because it's going to go through the skewer, so you want obviously there to be some meat to actually catch on the skewer. So I'm just going to quickly dice these up. You want about 1 pound of meat. And we've got about 8 skewers right now marinating, or soaking I should say, in the water. So hopefully it'll all work out.
It will. It's fine. I like to have my kids help make the skewers with the vegetables, not with the meat, because I don't trust them with raw meat.
Yes.
Because then they'll get it in their eyes and it's just a disaster. So, but with the vegetables, you know, it's a good little tool to help them kind of with those fine motor skills if you're there with them, and they get to skewer the vegetables. And then they get to pick what they put on there. And, you know, we've said it before, when they help you prepare, they're more likely to eat it.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah.
It works out well.
It's definitely a family-friendly activity to do. And yeah, the sense of pride that they have when they've helped with dinner and they can choose what they want to eat.
Although I did try that the other day. I made Brussels sprouts for the first time. I'm not a huge fan of Brussels sprouts, and neither is my husband, but we're trying to be better about our eating habits. So I said, okay, we're gonna give it a go. So I bought the Brussels sprouts and I did them in the air fryer, and Marina helped. And she was so excited. She said, oh, these are little salads, they're so cute. She helped mix them and put them in the air fryer, and then she refused to eat them.
Oh,
she said
no.
Once they were air fried, they were not so cute anymore. So,
it's all in the presentation.
So she's gonna get them raw next time. I don't care what you say.
That's awesome. Okay, so all the meat is in the marinade right now, so we're gonna let that sit for about 30 minutes, and then we'll come back and we'll prep the veggies, and then we'll start skewering everything. Okay, so while our meat is marinating, we're going to start prepping our veggies. So again, you can choose any type of vegetables that you want. Some of the favorites are obviously red onion, peppers, zucchini. You could do squash. We like the little cherry tomatoes because they tend to pop a little bit when they're roasted or when they're on the grill. So you get that really good flavor. Mushrooms are also a good choice as well. So we're gonna do a variety because it also is very colorful and fun to eat. Okay, so I'm gonna take the onion and we're just going to chop this in half. What you want is about inch chunks, again, similar to your chicken. So what I typically do, I'm gonna take all this stuff and peel off the first layer with the skin on it.
I know that a lot of people prefer red onion raw, but I really enjoy it grilled or like roasted. Or
Yes.
that is just, it takes it to a new level.
The flavor that comes out of it is just awesome. Yeah. So what we're gonna do is just cut it in a couple of chunks, and then you just peel them.
Yep, they're perfect, just like
And
that.
the curve of it is perfect for putting it on the skewer. So we're just gonna separate these.
Or if you're my family, you put them 4 at a time,
Oh,
chunked together.
absolutely, you can do that.
It's the deliciousness.
Yep.
Yep. My parents have a bit of an obsession with onion. In the meatloaf video, you heard my mom's story of adding onions to my meatloaf.
Yes.
My stepdad cannot go a day without raw onion in some sort of part of his meals. It's a little ridiculous. So, you know, you'll make chili or whatever and have onions and all this deliciousness in it, and then you have to add raw onions on top.
Oh,
But it has to be a lot of raw onion too.
Okay.
And it's just, so that's how I grew up. I don't love raw onions, but you know, you just have to kind of accept them as you go.
That's
because
right.
That's what always was around.
That's right. Okay, almost done here.
Perfect.
All right. So I think that should be good. So we'll put that in a pile over here. So next we're going to move on to the peppers.
Oh, delicious.
So again, you want to keep that same size if possible. You want everything to try and be the same size so that it will cook evenly. So we're just going to take out the innards here, get rid of the white stuff.
Now, is it for peppers? Is it the seeds that are hot? If you leave the seeds in?
For like a...
I know for jalapenos that's
Yeah.
the case, but I always thought that was the case too, that they add a little bit of heat to the peppers, like any pepper you have,
Oh.
green pepper, whatever, that the seeds will add a little bit of heat to it.
I'm not sure. I've never actually tested
I would
pepper
like you to
seed.
try it right now.
Right now?
Tell us how you feel.
Oh, that's a big challenge for this morning. All right. So again, just chunks about the same size as the onions here. So we'll quickly run through this. And since we have some pepper lovers, we're going to do 2 peppers here. And again, this is another recipe that is great for cleaning up leftovers or produce that is starting to turn a little bit.
Yep.
Because you can add whatever. It doesn't matter what you add into it.
Yeah, even if it's a little bit wilty, you know,
Yes.
just starting to look not great, you put them on a grill or in an oven and it just magic happens.
That's right.
Or you can put them in a soup.
Definitely.
That's delicious as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we try not to waste produce, especially now with prices going up and
Oh, I know.
availability not always
Yep.
like it used to be.
Yes, definitely.
All right, so we're almost done here. Just taking out all the stuff in here.
We just recently put away all of our patio furniture from outside. It's that time of year.
Yes.
We're very sad.
Yes.
So that means the snow is coming.
Ugh.
We are not looking forward to snow.
No. No, when you have the dark, gloomy clouds out and
Yes.
you just want to curl up with a warm beverage and a blanket instead
I
of
know.
doing work.
It's tough.
Yes.
No.
All right. Perfect. Almost done. We just want to get this white stuff out and then we'll chop it all up. And then all we have left is the zucchini. Again, people either love or hate zucchini.
I don't think zucchini has much of a flavor.
No.
It takes on whatever is around it.
Exactly.
And so I don't know.
I think sometimes it's the texture too because it does get mushy.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
That doesn't bother me.
No, I love it too. My kids, not so much, but
Yeah.
we're trying. We're trying to be a little bit more adventurous. It's a challenge.
It is.
Okay. So almost done. There we go. Okay. So the last thing is the zucchini. Now what you want with the zucchini is just slices and try and keep them as uniform as possible. Again, nobody's going to be out there with a measuring tape, but you don't want them too thick, but you don't want them too thin either.
Yeah.
So
Even cooking.
the skewer's got to go through them. So just take your time. Again, tuck those fingers back in. This one is a little bit thicker on the end, so I'm going to adjust my, a little bit rounder, more dense? What am I talking about here? Bigger. There's the word. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to just make the slices slightly smaller because there's more surface area to cook. So there we go.
Yeah, or if you have one of those really huge zucchinis from your garden.
Yes.
I got a few from a friend that were massive. You could just cut them in half.
Definitely.
Down the middle.
Yeah.
And you'll be fine.
Yeah, I just worry that if we cut these in half, there's not going to be much to them.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we have our piles, all colorful here. I'm going to move this out of the way and we'll move that so we can, tidal wave. Okay, so we're going to put this in the sink here, get that out of the way. And I'm going to get my garbage out of the way.
Should have gotten you a garbage bowl.
That's okay.
Think about these things after.
Hands work just fine. All right, so we'll clean up our area here just a smidge. There we go. Give a quick rinse. And now the fun part comes. So now what we get to do is take these lovely skewers, and you can start any way you want. If you want to start with meat, if you want to start with the veg, but you're just gonna build it. So these skewers here are flat on the top and then have a point on the bottom. So this is where supervision is key with little people.
Definitely.
Because that is a sharp point.
It's pretty pointy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you want it to pierce through whatever we're putting on.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to take a skewer, we're going to build some skewers. And again, there's no rhyme or reason to it. You can do as much or as little as you want. I actually saw a recipe where they did like little half skewers for the kids and then put them on a bed of rice. And there's a perfect dinner. If not, you can do the big skewers. They're always fun too. And then what you do at the end is just pull them off and your meat and veg are on your plate. So we're going to build these now and have some fun.
Do what you gotta do.
That's right. All right. I think I'll start with a tomato.
And I always find that I overcut vegetables.
Yes.
And so what we do is we will then just make veggie skewers.
Sure. Absolutely.
Those are delicious as well.
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't have to be meat. You can definitely do a veggie skewer. That's totally fine.
You can add beef to it, or do a combination of chicken and beef.
Yeah.
Whatever your family takes to.
There are no rules when it comes to skewers.
Yeah. And at this point, you're not going to be too worried about cross-contamination with the chicken and the veggies, because they're all going to cook together. So don't feel like you have to wash your hands every time you touch the chicken.
Yeah.
You can clean up everything afterwards and you'll be just fine.
That's right. Oh, looking good. I like it.
I like all the colors.
Yeah.
That's the key.
Yeah, watch that poke.
Yep.
That end is sharp.
Definitely be careful.
All right. So there is the first one done. So just
Perfect.
a little bit of everything. So we'll put that, actually, what we're gonna do, I'm gonna grab the pan over here.
Oh, are you ready for that?
Yeah.
All right.
So for the oven, what I've just done is taken a cookie sheet, put some aluminum foil on the bottom, and then any type of rack that you have that can raise up, because you want it to cook all the way around. So whether you've got a slatted rack, or this one actually is for cooking bacon. So, but I figured it was good enough. And I just gave a quick spray with some cooking spray so that nothing sticks to it. So what we're gonna do is just add these on here.
Perfect.
And while it's cooking, you do want to rotate them every few minutes or so. It says to cook them for anywhere between 15 and 20 minutes. If you have a like a digital thermometer, definitely check the doneness of the chicken, because obviously we don't want to serve undercooked meat and make everybody sick. So that is definitely a good investment to have on hand, because you use it in almost every meal when you're cooking.
I really do.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah, mine is readily available. In fact, I have 2 of them. Just
I do too.
just as a backup, just in case.
Yes.
In case one doesn't work, then
Too
the other one
funny.
does. But yes, it says to cook them for about 15 to 20 minutes because it's up at 450 degrees. That's a high temperature. So, and because we're not cooking a whole chicken breast, it's just, a chunk of chicken, it will cook in 15 to 20 minutes, but you just want to make sure that it is cooked through, and rotating it will help cook evenly, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
There you go. Well said.
In all of that, that's what I was trying to say. Oh dear.
Sometimes our brains don't work quite as well.
Yeah, today seems to be kind of a foggy day, so.
Yeah. Well, it's not great weather.
No,
So.
unfortunately it's, kind of drizzly and damp and doesn't know what it wants to do out there.
I'm having a heck of a time dressing my kids every day.
Yes.
So the other day it was, I wish I knew it in Celsius. I only know it in Fahrenheit, but it was very cold. It was like, I think when we walked to school, my weather app said it was 39,
Okay.
which is probably, I'm gonna guess, like 3,
Yeah.
around there,
Yeah.
probably. And then, so 3 Celsius. And then when I picked them up from school, it was 61.
Yes.
Which is like, what, is that like 16?
18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, crazy.
It
How
is.
do you dress your children appropriately, especially when you're walking?
Layers. Lots and lots of layers.
And then mama carries the layers.
That's right.
Because their backpacks are full. It's terrible business.
That's what moms are for, isn't it?
Jeez Louise.
That's why I always have a big purse, because I end up carrying
Yes.
everything.
I know it. And
What am I
here's,
missing? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, here's hoping that we have good weather for Halloween
Yes.
and all those things.
Yeah, unfortunately Halloween always seems to be crummy weather.
Yeah, that's the way it goes.
Okay.
What would you do as a side for this? Do you need a side? What do you think?
You could definitely do rice or a salad. I don't think you need any more vegetables.
No.
But yeah, maybe a starch would be good.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know. I'm a starch girl. I like my rice and my potatoes.
Oh
and
yes. Oh yes.
what am I missing on here?
Tomato?
Yeah, maybe another tomato. Whoops. Ooh,
Chop that off.
this one is alive. Oh, I don't think I pushed it down far enough. There we go. That's my problem.
There you go.
All right.
Okay.
Scooch it down. And there is no rhyme or reason to this, honestly. There's no plan. Whatever you feel you want to do is perfectly fine. Some have more, some have less. That is okay. Some are squished together, some are spread out. No big deal. It's all going to cook in the oven or on the grill.
Right.
Okay. I think we're good. All right.
Yep.
So we are going to pop these in the oven, like I said. It's 450 degrees for 15 to 20 minutes. We'll probably rotate them halfway through at about the 10-minute mark, and then we'll check them with the meat thermometer, and we will show you the end result. Okay, so we're back after 20 minutes. The kebabs are finished. They smell amazing. They look fantastic. The tomatoes have all kind of popped. The chicken is cooked through perfectly, and everything else looks nice and soft, so no hard pieces. So the last thing that we're going to do is just take a little bit of lemon juice just to sprinkle it over, and that will just help brighten up the flavors. So we'll just do a little drizzle here, maybe. There you go. Just don't want any seeds on there. There's one.
Yeah, that's
seed.
why Jen is holding her hand underneath to catch all the seeds.
There we go. Now I forgot to mention earlier that the skewer sticks, I guess you could call them, or the skewers, can be purchased at the grocery store. Sometimes they're kind of hanging in the aisle on like one of those little clips attached to the shelving units. I've also seen them even at dollar stores and stuff like that. So it's always handy to have a pack of them on hand, even for crafts.
Yes, absolutely.
The kids tend to pick them up, and I just break off the end so that it's not as sharp. But yes, so this is our easy kebabs. Today we did chicken kebabs with lots of veggies, and again, great for the grill, but can be brought indoors for year-round. So we hope you enjoy.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe.